Greetings, Pokemon fans, and welcome back to Polywar's Wrath. My name is JD, and today we're doing a playthrough of Pokemon Blue using Pidgeot, the bird Pokemon. This is the final Pokemon we have to play through to figure out who the best flying type is in Generation 1. Let's go ahead and dive into the ins and outs of this Pokemon. Stats are as follows. HP is 83, Attack is 80, Defense is 75, Special is 70, and Speed is 91. So solid stats across the board. Let's look at the moveset. Now this is where I believe this Pokemon falters, and this is why I played it last. So if you don't know, I play them in order of how I think they're gonna rank when we're all said and done. So Dugtrio was first, Farfetch'd was second, Fearow is third, and Pidgeot is last because it doesn't have the greatest moves. Like for example, it has Gust and Quick Attack to start the game. Both of them are normal moves, both of them are stab, but Gust should be flying. I don't know why in Generation 1 they made Gust a non-flying move, but it should be a flying move. I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense to me. That's a detriment to this Pokemon because now it doesn't have a flying move, and honestly, it does get a flying move later at level 31. But at that time, that's weaker than Gust and Quick Attack. It doesn't make sense. And I mean, there are some benefits to having Wing Attack because it is a flying move. There's some things that are weak to flying, so it is boosted. But ultimately, it's a weak move. And then you get Sand Attack. Sand Attack becomes very helpful with this Pokemon. And then later on we get Wing Attack, like I said, it's a flying move, but we're not going to have it very long. It's just better to do Fly with this Pokemon. With the other Pokemon, and this is why I thought Pidgeot would do worse, the other Pokemon have something else, some kind of counter to the fact that they have a very shallow move pool, but they got something that makes them special. This Pokemon does get Agility, but let's move on to the TM moveset, and I'll show you what I mean. So in this TM moveset's very shallow. The other Pokemon got this. Dugtrio got Tri-Attack, and Body Slam, and Drill Peck. Those are three great moves that it gets access to that this Pokemon does not get access to. So that's the advantage, I should say, of Dugtrio. Farfetch'd gets access to Body Slam and it gets access to Swords Dance. That's its advantage. Fearow doesn't have a lot of advantages, however, did get Drill Peck. Drill Peck is the most powerful flying move in the game. It's the best flying move, and this Pokemon does not get access to it. We have a very limited move pool, so doesn't mean we can't win. It just means we have a very specific strategy we have to execute. Sometimes that's good, sometimes it's bad, but if you know how the Pokemon can win, and you can funnel all your strategies to that, it is helpful. So this Pokemon gets access to Razor Wind, which we will not use, Whirlwind, Toxic will not use, Takedown we won't use, Double Edge will be used. Double Edge is a normal move, it is stab, it is a very powerful move, it's 150 base power when we have it, and with this Pokemon, it's the best case scenario for a large portion of the game. We will get Hyper Beam later in the game, and use that for the Elite Four. We will not use Rage. Mimic will be useful in the Elite Four. Double Team we will not use. Reflect we will not use. Vide we will not use. Swift will be used for the mid-game to have a consistent normal move that's more powerful than Gust and Quick Attack. So that'll work. And then we have Sky Attack, which I don't like using. It's wildly inaccurate. And when you're up in the air, you're vulnerable to being hit. It is good for like that Boomer Bust, but the Bust is really scary with this. And you can't even sweep a whole team because only 5 power points. Substitute we're not going to use, and Fly we will use. Fly will be our primary flying move, which as much as I don't like using that because you can't delete it if you need to use another move or something, that is what it is. So, that being said, you understand that we have a very limited strategy with this, we have very limited moves. Let's go ahead and dive into the playthrough. The first battle we have to encounter is obviously our rival. Our rival's going to come out, his name is supposed to be Aerosmith. I couldn't fit it all into the thing, so it's kind of like disjointed. We named our Pokemon Iris, and we are going for Quick Attack with Charmander. We get a 2-hit knockout. Now, there's something that just happened right there that's very unique to this Pokemon. We are in a medium-slow level-up rate, and we just leveled up in that first battle. He is the only Pokemon of the 4 we've played through in the Flying series to actually level up on that first battle. So this Pokemon accumulates levels a little bit faster than the other Pokemon. That's something that's very special, because that means we can level up faster, we can get more experience, we can get the moves a little bit faster. That is a benefit to this Pokemon that other Pokemon didn't have. So there's one advantage that Pidgeot had. It does have the second highest stats as well. Dugtrio does have like one more stat than this Pokemon. So it does have the second highest stats. But like I said, the move pool is kind of its detriment. And you're going to see that we get to a pretty high level without really trying with this Pokemon. So that's why we get through Brock so fast. And you'll see that here in a minute. I don't mean to spoil anything, but we're going to get through Brock decently fast. So Quick Attack knocks him out. We're already at level 10. We have not fought extra battles. We are just fighting our rival. There's 2 bug catchers. Now we're doing the 3rd bug catcher, and we're already at level 10. And it looks like this may actually evolve us into level 11. Yeah, so we're gaining levels at such a rapid pace that we're getting to where we need to be to take on Brock without fighting extra battles. That is a huge advantage that Pidgeot actually has. Even though it doesn't have a stab like flying move, it is definitely helping out this Pokemon. So quick attack looks like it's going to be a 2-shot on our rival's Pidgey. The Pidgey is actually one of my least favorite Pokemon in the game. It has nothing to do with the Pokemon itself. I mean, the Pokemon's kind of garbage with its moveset and stuff. But I hate the fact that our rival has it and it sand attacks us into oblivion every time we got to face it. So now we're moving on to Brock's gym and we're facing the Million Light Years trainer. We are at level 12 and we, like I said, we have not fought extra battles. We might have fought like a bug here and there in the forest while we're going through it, but we haven't been grinding or anything like that. So we're going to sand attack the Sandshrew. Quick attack looks like it's going to be about a 4-shot unless we get a critical hit. And we have been sand attacked, so now we are taking some misses here, but we get the knockout very good. We beat the Million Light Years trainer. We're at level 13. We're going to go grind level 15 to make sure that we can get over a damage round. And we're going to take on Brock. Wakanda forever. Geodude's strategy is pretty simple. We're going to go for sand attack, making it so it can't hit us. And we're going to hit with 6 sand attacks. Now, for some reason, the overlay just is not showing it's not a big deal, but it's not showing the stats of the Pokemon. It's just, it makes up its mind when it wants to do it. I think I just didn't enable it or something like that. Regardless of that, what we did was we did 6 sand attacks so that Geodude would miss a lot of its attacks against us. And we're just going to go for Gust. And we are decently fast, so we do crit 17% of the time. So we get a couple crits here and there, and it's going to get us through the battle. So we get through the Geodude with a lot of health left. And now we're just going to go for some actually lowering on the Onix. Its tackle can still do decent damage because it does screech us, which lowers our defense. And the good news is we outspeed, so we can play buy game. If you don't know what buy game is, you've seen all my videos before, if this is your first time watching. So Onix has a move called Bide, where when it's initiated, anything you attack it with, it will deal it back double. So when that happens, it's a good idea to use like a Leer or a Growl or a Sand Attack or something other than attacking into it, because it's going to deal the damage back double. And Sand Attack helps lower the accuracy, so there's good news there. And if we can just play the buy game correctly, so now we're actually out of power points for Sand Attack, so we're actually attacking into it. So here's buy being released. See how much damage that was? If we'd have been doing that the whole time, we might have lost this battle. But we get a pretty easy win. Well, with level 16, beat Brock, and we're going to move right on to Mountain Moon. Now, on Mountain Moon, there's not a lot of things here. There's a couple things we can fight. But we're going to fight the super duper nerd who's protecting his fossils. 1 shot on the Grimer. 1 shot on the Voltorb. And Coughing is a 1 shot. So, kind of the problem with Brock is Brock kind of forces these flying Pokemon to overlevel a little bit. They could probably, like other Pokemon we play through as, like when we played through with Poliwrath probably got through that gym at like level 6 or something. But it forces us to be a higher level because he's resistant to normal moves and flying moves. So we get the Dome Fossil move right on to face our rival. Our rival's name is, oh yeah, I already told you guys that. So we're going to face our rival, and that's muscle memory right there. So quick attack makes it a 3-shot on the Pidgeotto. And then we level 23 and face Abra. Abra will be a 1-shot with quick attack. I think Rattata is a 1-shot as well. Very good. And then Charmander. So a combination of having to overlevel a little bit for Brock to make it so you're effective in knocking him out, and the fact that our Pokemon levels up very fast has got us at a really high level very early in this game. So at 19 minutes and 50 seconds, we are going into our Misty battle. And Misty is pretty much a cakewalk. We don't have anything super great against her, but she doesn't have anything great against us either. Water Gun, critical hit Water Gun only does like 13 damage. So that's how good we are right now. Like I said, our special's not the greatest, but it's decent enough that it makes it so she's kind of obsolete. She's a very easy win, very easy knockout. We beat her, we're going to move right on to the SSN and face our 4th rival battle. Our 4th rival, he's going to come out. He's got a little bit more of an evolved team here, so Pidgeot comes out. Obviously, Pidgeot is a Pokemon, or Pidgeotto, I mean, we're Pidgeot, it's Pidgeotto. And Raticate goes down to one hit, there you go. Quick attack on the Kadabra, and Charmander ain't going to do nothing to us. The biggest thing with this battle is not to get sand attacked. We beat our rival. I'm going to move right on to the cave. Now in the cave is everyone's favorite NPC, Boomer the Hiker. And Boomer's going to come out, and he's going to come out with his Geodude, and what we're going to do is just go for sand attack. And the goal here is we sand attack his Pokemon until they miss all their attacks, and they go to blow up and miss us. That's the strategy here. And that's the best strategy I can come up with. If we try to attack into it, we're not going to have a successful time. We're going to sand attack as much as we can, and just if we can just miss, that's great, perfect. We get the win and move right on. It doesn't always go that easy. And we move right into the Karate Dojo. In the Karate Dojo, we're not really here for anything special. Okay, no, it's just levels. We're getting these levels to make sure we can kind of outpace the game. Even though this Pokemon's already fast, we did get Wing Attack in the process of getting here. We're just trying to get some levels here. This is a good place to get experience. It's also a great place for me to say, make sure you please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Liking, it helps the video out. It gets the algorithm going. It needs engagement to get people, or get videos out to more people. Second thing, make sure you are commenting as well. If you have any questions, you have any comments, anything like that, make sure you throw them in there. And the last thing, obviously, is subscribing. Subscribing tells YouTube that you are willing to come back and watch my videos because you enjoyed them so much. And I really appreciate that as well. We're at 500, and it was 30, then it's like 29. YouTube's weird. It like varies. And like I'll open it in the morning, it's like 529. In the evening, it'll say 530, and I've not added any subscribers. It's a very weird, finicky thing. But we are wrapping this up here. And just letting you know that I have plans for this week. I'm playing through, I'm not showing, but I'm playing through a bunch of these Pokemon to see if I can get any better times, to see if I can get a really true ranking. And I'm also going to be playing through some old ones. Like I said, I'm not doing Generation 2 stuff for a while. I may do like one a month as like a special video or something. Basically to save some, for the sake of time and like kind of like mental health a little bit and getting some rest. I'm just doing Gen 1 because I can do a Gen 1 video. I can play through in like an hour. We move on to Lieutenant Surge, and we have not faced Lieutenant Surge yet. He is electric. We were afraid to outspeed. We didn't have a great move. If we did have Body Slam, I might have just taken him on and saved the time of having to backtrack, but that's not the case. So we're going for Swift, and Swift's a knockout. We beat Lieutenant Surge. He was pretty much a cakewalk once we wait and take him on, and then we move right on to Erica's gym. Erica is the grass gym leader, and we're going to go ahead and take on some people in here. Super simming, as I like to call it. Save, and we're going to take on Erica. Erica, like I said, is the grass gym leader. We do have some super effective moves, so this should be a cakewalk. Victory Bell comes out. We're not going to risk Wing Attack on him. We'll go for Fly. Fly will be a one-shot. Very good. We are like 12 levels higher, so we did wait to take this gym on at a later time. And with this being said, we do 3 one-shots. It's not even a contest. We level 37. Move right out here into our battle with Giovanni. Number 1. Giovanni number 1 is not very easy for this Pokemon. Reason why is we are going for Swift. We don't really have great options. I don't want to use Double Edge too much because it does have recoil, and I want to make sure we survive the battle. But a 3-hit knocks out Onix, and now Rhyhorn comes out. It looks like it's going to be about another 3-hit. We are 14 levels higher. That's why Swift is doing that much damage. It shouldn't be doing that much damage. It's only because we're over leveled. Fly goes up, goes down, and just hit one thing. We should knock it out very good. We beat Giovanni. He disappears like Batman. I'm Giovanni. I'm Batman. And we pick up the Silph Scope, and we pick up the Super Potion, and move right on to our 5th rival battle. And he's going to come out with a Pidgeot. Pidgeot's going to go down to, it should be 1 Swift. Very good. Execute comes out. We could probably knock it out with a Swift as well, but we're going to go for Fly just to be safe. Gyarados comes out in his cheatiness. He is a cheater because he has Hydro Pump. Gyarados isn't going to Hydro Pump to like level 48 or something, but level 20, whatever it is, has a Hydro Pump. Cheater. Rival's a cheater. But we knock out his whole team very easily, and we're going to move right on to Koga's gym. Now, at this point, we don't quite have agility. Now, if I were to play through this again, I'd probably just give it like a potion or something, or 2, just to get to agility. It is not going to be an easy battle because, there we go. Now we have agility, so maybe going into this battle would be easy so I can set up. But now Muck comes out, and we're going to go for Swift on Muck. 1 agility, he gets minimized. Now, here's kind of the strategy here. Minimize doesn't matter with Swift. Swift does not miss, and this is where I made a blunder in this battle. I might not have done it, but it's a blunder for me, is I didn't just continue using Swift, because Swift will skip over accuracy checks. So there's a knockout there. And maybe I did do it. Maybe I thought about that in a different battle. That might be what the case is. Now we just got to Fly, and we miss. Come on, Fly. And I should have just gone for Swift here. Swift will skip over those accuracy checks and knock them out every single, or at least hit them every single time. Maybe not knock them out. But we get that win and move right on to rival number 6 in Silphco. This rival battle can be one of the more difficult ones because sometimes you just don't have, your Pokemon not as far along as you need it to be. We're going to Swift 3 times and knock out the Pidgeot. Hey, that's us. And now Execute comes out. We're going to go for Fly on the Execute. It's going to be a knockout. Very good. So Gyarados coming out. Do we want to set up on the Gyarados? We are. Because Gyarados isn't going to do much. He does Leer us, And then he goes for a special attack. Doesn't make sense to me. He just helped boost all of our stats, and I don't know why Swift did not knock him out there. But it is what it is. Swift will knock out the Alakazam, and when we knock out the Charizard in one hit, Fly, not going to be a knockout. Rage knocks. I got knocked out by Rage. You know how irritating that is to be knocked out by Rage. Not happy with that. Rage is not a move that usually knocks you out. If I wouldn't have my defense lowered, I probably wouldn't have got knocked out there. But the problem is we level up in the middle of battle, so I didn't want to set up. So we're going to just go ahead and face this guy right here. He's this is the Eradicate, Hypno Eradicate sandwich. And the graphic art there is Scott's thoughts. He thinks of the greatest things. This is his overlay, by the way. So those pictures are his idea. And yeah, pretty cool. I like it. It's funny. And so we're going to save right now, and we're going to go re-battle our rival. And he's going to come out with the same exact setup. We don't want to set up too much on the Pidgeot, because he can Sand Attack us. Okay, he goes for Sand Attack. He misses. The irony of Sand Attack missing is very funny. But he does hit us. And now we're in a mode where Sand Attack, we really don't want to go for too many different moves other than Swift, because our accuracy is lowered. This could be a knockdown, drag out fight. If we let it go too long, we should move right up to Swift. Swift's to knock this Pokemon out very good. Now we are fully set up, and Charizard is a 2-shot. It can't really do much to us once we have a decent amount of health. It's only the low health stuff you got to worry about with Charizard. Beat him, move right onto our second rival battle, or our second Giovanni battle. Giovanni's going to come out, and he's going to come out with his Nidorino. We're going to go for Swift. We should be setting up. Yep. Actually, we're about to level up, so setting up might not be a great idea right now. Just enough that we get a little more oomph out of our battles. There we go. And we get it reset. Very good. And we're going to go for Swift on the Rhyhorn. Rhyhorn can't really do much to us. It's just kind of annoying that take this long to knock him out. And here we go. Come on, Fly. Why are we going for Fly? Go for Swift. Nope, we're out of Swift. Never mind. That's why we're not going for Swift. Okay, Fly. There we go. And Nidoqueen, we should just be going for Double Edge. It'll be a 2-hit knockout. We're going to heal right after this before we go into Sabrina's gym. So, yeah, we're going to heal regardless. So now, we're going to go ahead and we're facing Sabrina and her whip. And Agility on the Kadabra to Psychic does a lot of damage with critical hit. And Swift, we're just going to go with a 2 setup instead of 3 setup. Let's see if we can one-shot. Fly goes up and goes down and knocks out the Venomoth. We are half health just about, and Double Edge is a 1-shot on the Alakazam. So very good. We beat Sabrina. And with that being said, we move right on to Blaine. Next time, I should probably do Blaine first, but, you know, it is what it is. So let's go ahead and go for Agility a couple times. 1, 2, and 3. We don't get burned, which is good. Sometimes that can happen with Growlithe. That's the only thing he can really do is burn himself or stall you out a little bit with some potions and take some time. But with a full setup, it looks like Double Edge needs to be knocking everyone out in one go, except for the Arcanine. And, yeah, we get the knockout. Very good. Could have been bad there. Could have had a reset, but nonetheless, we get the win over Blaine and move right on to our final gym leader, which is Giovanni number 3. He comes out with a Rhyhorn. We are going to be going for Double Edge. We actually should be setting up right now. Yeah, we should be setting up. And he's going to go for a Tail Whip, which does help us out as well. So now we're fully set up, as fully set up as we can be. We're going to go ahead and go for Double Edge, knock him out. And we're just above half health. And we're going to Mimic Dig. And this is going to make this battle pretty quick, pretty obsolete. And he did growl us here, so this makes this battle a lot more convoluted than it had to be. He growled us twice. So all the stat modifications we did basically just meant nothing. And so now we're in a more of a knockdown, drag-out fight than it should have had to be. Stupid Dugtrio and its stupid growling. But we knock out the Nidoqueen. We have no way to boost our stats now. The only way to boost our stats is if someone tail whips us or growls at, or not, I'm sorry, growl. Well, growl would lower or change our stats, but it would lower them. So like right there, Rhydon went for tail whip. Tail whip could have been good because it could have boosted our attack stat. But nonetheless, we beat Giovanni, move right on to our final rival battle for the Elite Four. He's going to come out with a Pidgeot. And Pidgeot is a Pokemon now that is great to set up on. It no longer has Sand Attack, so we can pretty much set up with taking very minimal damage from this Pokemon. So we're fully set up, and we're going to go for Double Edge on the Pidgeot. We're going to go for Double Edge, yep. We're going to go for Double Edge. It's a one-shot, very good. And then Rhyhorn comes out. We're fully set up on the Rhyhorn. We are not going to mimic anything off the Rhyhorn. We're going to go for Double Edge again. Now, I kind of wish I had a rest on here so I can recover some health. But nonetheless, we're going to go for Fly on the Execute. It's a one-shot. Gyarados comes out. We're going to mimic remember, if it's a strategy I wanted is executed, we're going to mimic Hydro Pump. Hydro Pump is going to give us the ability to, come on, what we're going to do here, fly. Nope, we missed, and Hydro Pump misses, that's good. Hydro Pump is going to give us the ability to one-star Charizard if we can survive an attack. So we knock out the Gyarados, do we knock out the Alakazam, just don't miss, very good. And so now we're going to knock out the Charizard with Hydro Pump, very good. We really on-the-spot strategy, I never really thought of that until now to use that. But we get the win over our rival, and we're going to move right on to the Indigo Plateau at the Pokemon League. And we're going to go ahead and show the stats of this Pokemon really quick and the moveset. The moveset's first, attack is 150, the stats are 154, defense is 148, speed is 168, and special is 142. And in the bottom left corner is all the stats modified with the corresponding badge. And let's look at the move pool. The move pool will pretty much stay stagnant except for maybe adding one different move. And that would be Rest. But we have Hyper Beam, Agility, Mimic, and Fly. So that's the moveset going into the Elite Four. And let's go ahead and see the strategy. 59 minutes and 17 seconds. We're actually creeping up on Fearo's time. So Fearo was 1 hour and 6 minutes and like 19 seconds. So let's go ahead and see what this Pokemon does. Hyper Beam on the Dugong knocks it out. We don't get a chance to set up. Actually, I was hoping it would knock it out, and it would, it basically would go to sleep, and I can set up. So we're going to set up on the Cloyster. It is going for an attack right now. We get fully set up. Aurora Beam does not knock us out. We are down to about a third of our health, so not the greatest situation to be in. But with a fully set up Hyper Beam, this is a stab move, so it's very set up, very boosted, and we get a clean sweep. Clean sweep of Lorelei's team with a good setup. And now we're going to move right on to old Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno very much. We actually have a huge advantage in this battle because we are flying type and most of his Pokemon are fighting type. So what we're going to do first is accidentally hit a button and go for, I guess we'll go for Slam. I accidentally hit Mimic. I didn't want him to hit Mimic. What I want to do was go for Agility, setup, and then what we can do with Agility, or what we can Mimic is actually a different move here. We, nonetheless, we are stuck going for Hyper Beam on the Onix, so it's not the greatest situation right now. We should just be going for a setup here, but I think what happened is we, yeah, I know why now. We are about to level up, so that's what's going on here. We now level up. Now we can set up if we wanted to, but Fly, we don't need to set up on the Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan and Machamp. We have a super effective move against them. Where this setup is important is for Onix, because it's going to boost our attack stat so that we can do a little bit more damage to him. So that was our last Hyper Beam, so we have to rely on Slam or Fly, which is not great. Slam is very inaccurate. It's 80%, 75% accurate. Wow. Very poorly inaccurate. Machamp, it'll be no problem because we can just use Fly. And Fly will be a two-shot, and it can't really do anything to us. We outspeed it. Submission's not going to do that much damage. We'll resist it because we're a flying-type Pokemon. So we get a pretty easy win, but a long win because we misclicked, but it is what it is. So now we're moving into our battle against Agatha. Agatha, it has her own lottery. We can get confused, put to sleep, all these things. So here's the strategy here. We're going to go for Mimic. We're going to Mimic Hypnosis. Very good. You get hit by Confuse Ray, and Hypnosis is not working at all, and that's kind of annoying. And he keeps going for Confuse Ray, and I don't know why. But nonetheless, all we got to do is hit one Hypnosis, and we can set up our the Pokemon. He's put to sleep now. So 1, 2, and 3. And the only move we have that can hit Ghost is Fly, which is fine. It just takes 2 turns to do it. And then we're going to use Hyper Beam when we get the Pokemon. We just got 2 Pokemon that can be hit by Hyper Beam. That's the Golbat and the Arbok. And so Fly is one-shotting the other Pokemon. So our full setup is working very well right now. The strategy is going extremely well. Hyper Beam misses because obviously it can't hit Ghosts. And one more Fly would knock it out. Very good. We get a pretty easy, pretty convincing win over Agatha. She's usually a headache. But we go and heal, and now we're going to face Lance, the last member of the Elite Four before the champion. He's a dragon specialist, and he's going to lead out with a Gyarados, who's not a dragon, but he should be. And I kind of want to do a video where I switch his typing to see how effective Gyarados is as a dragon Pokemon. But we're going to go for Agility. He went for Hyper Beam, so he gave us a turn to set up. And so now we miss. He's still healing. And one shot on the Gyarados, one shot on the Dragonair, one shot on the second Dragonair. Aerodactyl, is it a one-shot? That's the real question here. Is Dragonair a one-shot with Hyper Beam? It is not. He knocks us out with Hyper Beam, so we get another reset here. Second reset of the game, so that's not the worst thing ever, having your second reset come at the second last battle in the game. That's not too bad. So we're going to face him again. The only thing I can maybe do differently is maybe set up on a different Pokemon or put rest in place of Mimic so that we can rest on the Dragonairs because they can't do too much to us. Not as powerful as Gyarados. So Gyarados, we have a lot of health, so we get knock out the Gyarados with only 2 setup. We do a 3rd setup on the Dragonair. Now we're fully set up. And really the biggest problem, like I said, is Aerodactyl. It's a rock type, so it's resistant to our moves. And that's the biggest problem. That's why it gives us so much issues. And it goes for Hyper Potion. We have to recharge. Our defense is boosted, so Hyper Beam didn't do enough to us. We do get the knockout, and then we knock out Dragonite. So that battle went a little bit better. A little better RNG went our way. And now we're facing our final battle of the game, which is our rival battle. He leads out with the same Pokemon we have, Pidgeot. Hey, that's us. And now we're going to go ahead and go for Agility. Going to set up. He's going for Sky Attack. We're going to go for Fly, so we don't hit by Sky Attack. We're going to hit Fly. It's going to Mirror Move us. We're going to go for Fly again. Avoid the hit, avoid the damage. Very good. And it should be still enough for us to knock out and beat the Alakazam, but we're going to Mimic Recover so that we can recover some health after we finish setting up, or after we knock out the Alakazam. We'll finish setting up on the Rhydon, and that gives us the ability to recover a bunch of our health. And he sometimes goes for Leer, which he has not done yet, which I'm actually waiting for, just to get our stats a little bit more boosted. Come on, one more time. One more time. And we miss. Leer misses. We hit Hyper Beam. Is that a one-shot? It's not. It misses another. These moves are 100% accurate, and he keeps missing Leer and Tail Whip. I don't know what it is. That Gen 1 stuff really affects him. But we get a... We miss a... I guess we miss our Fly, and we get put to sleep by the Executor. Executor is a pain in the butt for this reason, is that it's got so much bulk to it. Special and physical bulk. But we do get the knockout with Fly. Hyper Beam on the Gyarados is a knockout. And our final Pokemon Charizard is Hyper Beam on one-shot. It is a one-shot. So we get clocked in at a time of 1 hour, 6 minutes, and 13 seconds. 6 seconds faster than the Fearow run. Very proud of this Pokemon. Very happy about this. I played this Pokemon a long time ago. It took like an hour and 20 plus minutes, hour and 30 plus minutes to get this done. So we've really locked in, and we've actually mastered the whole... It looped through, I'm sorry. But we really locked in, and it's kind of mastered how to figure out the flying type Pokemon Generation 1. If you go back to early days of my channel where I played through with like Pidgey starting out and playing through, like Lorelei was really a headache. And figuring out the strategy that beats her consistently and being able to apply that for all the Pokemon or flying Pokemon I should say, is really, really nice that we figured that out. And it's part of what I love about the game is figuring out these strategies. So let's move on to our tier list. So the tier list as it is right now has a lot of the flying type grouped into a subsection, okay? And where does Pidgeot land? Pidgeot lands right here, right next to Farfetch'd. A lot of the flying Pokemon are very, very grouped very well together, I will say. But a lot of the flying Pokemon are grouped right here together. And I would say it's ironic, but it's funny to me. Now, here's what's going to happen. Next week we have a video where we're going to talk about and break down who's the best flying type from worst to best. And you guys can probably figure out what it is, but I'm going to talk a little bit more about the details as to why. What I'm also going to be doing over this next week is every day this week I'm going to be playing through with another Pokemon. I'm not posting it. I will post the results in the video I have next Friday. But I'm playing through every one of these Pokemon again. I have a little bit of information now, so I might be able to get some better runs out of these Pokemon. I'm hoping to get Fearow under 65 minutes, for example. I'm hoping to get Farfetch'd under an hour. Hope to get Dugtrio around 55 minutes to under 55 minutes, if we can do that. So there's a lot of things I'm ambitious about doing this week. Like I said, these playthroughs do not take that long. They only take about a little bit over an hour to set up. And from setup to finish, it takes about an hour, maybe an hour and 20 minutes, hour and 30 minutes tops with the setup and everything I got to do the video. I will do that, and I will post results whenever we do the ranking next week. So the results will be first thing in the video, and then we'll go right on to ranking them based on those results. This is through 2 playthroughs each. The first playthrough obviously is the one you're watching, and we'll get a second playthrough in there. I'm going to probably go back and play some other playthroughs as well. Like I think Primeape and Rapidash both can get under 55 minutes. I'm really confident in that. And a couple other Pokemon maybe as well. I might be looking to see if I can get Machamp into the under 45 minute range. I don't know if Charizard can, but I can try. So there's a lot of things I'm ambitious about doing this week, and I really just enjoy playing and then talking about it. This is making it less stressful. The biggest stressor that I have doing this is one, I'm diabetic, so I have dry mouth. So there's times where I'll do 30 different introductions because I focus on my mouth and not have my lips smacked because my mouth is always dry. This is how it is being a diabetic. And then like the editing part's not quite as bad because it's very systematic. So that's not too bad. But the actual voiceover part, which I love talking about Pokemon, but I just have dry mouth, so that's an issue. I have to like chew gum and take it out of my mouth, put it down, and then do the voiceover, and put it back in whenever I'm going between scenes and things like that. So it's very, very weird. You're getting a little bit behind the curtain and I'm rambling, but essentially this video, thank you for watching it. Make sure you tune in next week to see the ranking video. You can probably guess what the ranking is, but you have not seen any of the playthroughs I'm doing this week yet, so it might change a little bit, and Pokemon might be moving around on this board a little bit. So tune in for that. But this is JD. This is Polywar's Wrath. I really appreciate everyone watching this video. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Have a good one, and I'll see you guys next Friday.